Welcome to my science tutorial. Today we'll be looking at substitution method of solving simultaneous equation. Previously we did look at elimination method. We look at elimination method. So to best understand this method, we need to start with an example. But then let's do it with elimination method so we can appreciate what substitution method is about. So let's look at the elimination method. Alright, so let's try elimination. We did mention that for equation like this, solve x plus 2y equals 5 and 2x plus y equals 4. We need to rewrite the equation. So we have x plus 2y equals 5. Let's call this equation 1, and then our 2x plus y equals 4. Let's call it equation 2. Alright, so during elimination we need to get rid of one of the variables so that it will become simpler to solve the other. So in this case we are going to eliminate x. Let's eliminate x. You can equally eliminate y, but let's try it with x. So we know that before we eliminate, the coefficients of the variable have to be the same in both equations. So taking equation 1, let's multiply it through by 2. If we do that, we're going to be having 2x, which will be equal to the one in equation 2, so it will become easier to eliminate. So let's multiply by 2. Now let's put that here. Multiply equation 1 by 2. Alright, so if we do that, we'll have 2x plus 2 times 2y, 4y, 2 times 5 is going to give us 10. Alright, beautiful. Let's call this equation 3. And then let's rewrite our equation 2. So 2x plus y equals 4. This time let's call it equation 4. Alright, so because the x variables here, they are all positive, but then we need to get rid of them. So what we need to do is to do subtraction. Let's subtract equation 4 from equation 3. So if we do that, 2x minus 2x will give us, let me put a minus sign here, 2x minus 2x will give us 0. 4y minus y will give us plus 3. 10 minus 4 will give us 6. So we now have 3y equals to 6. If we divide through by 3, this will cancel out, and then we'll have y 3 1 here and 3 2 here. So our y is going to be 2. Okay, so y is equal to 2. How do we do this? Let's put y into any of these two equations, either 1 or 2. So put y into let's use equation 2 into equation 2. So we'll now have, remember this is equation 2, 2x plus y equals 4. But this time our 2x plus y, which is 2, from here y is equal to 2, equals 4. So we have 2x equals 4. This time we're moving this 2 to the other side, so it will become negative 2. So we have 2x equals 2. So if we divide through by 2, this will cancel. We have our x, and then 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Alright, so therefore we have x equals 1 and y equals 2. So that's what we did showing elimination method. But then let's try now to use the substitution method so we can appreciate the difference between them. So now our substitution method, Again, we'll write the equation x plus 2y equals 5, and we call this equation 1. Our 2x plus y equals 4. We're going to call this equation, no, we're going to call this equation 2. Alright, this is our equation 2. Now, what this substitution method does basically is we'll take one equation and make one of the variable the subject of the other, so we can put the subject into the other equation. So let's make x the subject in equation 1. So let's say make x the subject in equation 1. Alright, so if we do that, our x will be equal to 5 minus 2y. Why? Because we need our x on the left and everything else on the right. So if we take out 2y to the right, it's going to be minus 2y. So 5 minus 2y. Now let's call this equation 3. So what do we do next? Now we know our x. We know that x is 5 minus 2y. So let's put x in equation 2. So put x into equation 2. Alright, we put s into equation 2. We'll have 2 brackets open 2 and then x. Now x is 5 minus 2y, so 5 minus 2y plus y equal to 4. Alright, let's open the bracket. So 2 times 5 is going to give us 10. 2 times minus 2y is going to give us minus 4y plus y equals 4. Now let's leave y on the left and everything else to the right. So our minus 4y plus y is equal to 4. If we bring out 10 here, then we'll have minus 10. Okay, minus 4y plus y is going to leave us with 3y. And then over here, we're going to have minus 6. 4 minus 10 is minus 6. So let's make y the subject by dividing through both sides with 3. So 3 cancel 3. We'll have y. 3 into minus 6 is going to give us minus 3. It's going to give us okay, there's something wrong here. So if we have minus 4y plus y, is going to be negative 3y. So we have a negative here, negative, and this negative as well. So negative divided by negative 3 is going to give us positive 2, positive 2. Alright, now what do? We'll put y into any of these equations, 1 or 2, so that we can find our x. So let's put y into equation 1. Put y into equation 1. Alright, so equation 1 is this, plus 2y equals 5. Now our x plus 2, y is, remember, is positive 2, so 2 equals 5. Alright then, so x plus 4 equals 5. So x will be equal to 5. If we bring 4 to the other side, it's going to be minus 4. So x now is equal to 1. Alright, so we can conclude that x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, which is the same as what we had for the elimination. So you now see the difference between the elimination method and the substitution method. Now let's try another example. Now this question says solve 6x plus y equals 9 and 4x minus y equals 11. So let's use substitution method to solve it. So 6x, okay, to get this better, let's use this. Six x plus y equals 9. Let's call this equation 1. And then 4x minus y equals 11. Let's call this equation 2. Alright, we are dealing with substitution method, so let's see what to make the subject. Alright, so let's make you can choose to make x the subject or y the subject, any of them. So let's take equation 1 and make x the subject. So equation 1, make, okay, I think y will be simpler, so let's make y the subject. Let's also look out for simplicity, so y will be simpler, so make y the subject in equation 1. Alright, let's do that. So we'll have y to be equal to 9 minus 6x. Remember, to make y the subject, we have to move 6x to the right. So this is what we have. Now let's call this equation 3. We now put y into equation 2 to solve for x. So put y into equation 2. So this is our equation 2, 4x minus y equals 11. Now 4x, our y is what? Minus 9 minus 6x, sorry, 9 minus 6x, so minus 9 minus 6x. Alright, and this whole thing is going to be equal to 11. Now let's open up this bracket, so we have 4x minus 1 times 9 is going to give us minus 9 plus 6x, because minus times minus 6x will give us positive 6x, which is going to be equal to 11. Alright, so let's leave everything x on the right. So let's add up the x. 4x plus 6x is going to give us 10x. 10x equals 11. If we bring the minus 9 to the right, it's going to be positive 9. So our 10x will now be equal to 20. Alright, if we want to find x, then we'll divide through by 10. 10 will cancel 10, and so x will be equal to 2. Alright, x is equal to 2. Great. Now let's put x into one of these equations so we can find y. So what do we do? Let's put it into equation 1. So put x equals 2 into equation 1. Alright, so 6, and then our x is equal to 2, so 2 plus y equals 9, and then 6 times 2 is going to give us 12 plus y equals 9. Alright, y we want to make the subject, so we keep at the left, and then 9 we'll bring the 12 here, minus 12, so our y is going to be 3. So another example of substitution method, and that's really simple. So you can pause the video and try this one out. 2x minus 5 equals 6, and then 4x minus 3y equals 12. Feel free to pause the video and try. Alright, our first equation is 2x minus 5y equals minus 6. Equation 1, we have 4x minus 3y equals minus 12. Alright, let's call this equation 2. Okay, now let's make one of the variables a subject in any of the equations. So let's take equation 1 and make x the subject. So make x the subject in equation 1. Alright, if we want to make x the subject, let's leave 2x on the left. So 2x will be equal to minus 6, and then we'll bring minus 5y to the right, so it's going to be positive 5y. Alright, so let's divide through by 2. So if we divide through by 2, we'll have 2 cancel out 2, so our x is going to be minus 6 plus 5y all divided by 2. Alright, so we're going to put the bulk of this into equation 2 so we can solve for y or x. Alright, so let's put x. Let's call this a. So put a into equation 2. Alright, if we do that, it's going to be this how it will look like. Remember we have 4x there, so 4, our 4 and the bulk of this, so let's open a bracket for it. Minus 6 plus 5y all divided by 2, bracket close, minus 3y. Remember we are using equation 2, so minus 3y equal to what? Minus 12. Alright, now let's expand this. Let's open up this bracket. Okay, because we have this in a bracket, we are going to multiply. We have this in a bracket, so our 2 will go into itself 1 and go into the 4 ones. It will go here 2 times. So our new equation is going to be 2 into bracket minus 6 plus 5y minus 3y equals minus 12. Alright, let's open this up once again. So 2 times minus 6 is going to give us minus 12 plus 2 times 5y is going to give us 10y minus 3y equals minus 12. Beautiful. Now let's keep everything y on the left and everything else on the right. So our 10y minus 3y is now going to be minus 12, and if we take this to the right, it's going to turn to positive, so plus 12. Alright, 10y minus 3y is going to give us 7y, which will be equal to minus 12 plus 12 is 0. Now if we divide through by 7, this is going to cancel out and our y is going to give us nothing, 0. Alright, so y is equal to 0. Now let's find x. We can put y into any of this equation to find x. So let's put y into, what do you think? Let's put y into equation 1. So put y into equation 1. Alright, so this is our equation 1. 2x minus 5y equals minus 6. Now 2x minus 5, 0, because y is equal to 0, times 0 equals minus 6. So we'll have 2x plus 0 equals minus 6. Now 2x equals minus 6. Let's divide through by 2 so we can get our x. 2, 2. This is cancelling out, so we have x, and then 2 will go into minus 6, minus 3 times. So x is equal to minus 3. So that is pretty much simple. So we know that our x, therefore x is equal to minus 3, and our y is equal to 0. Alright, so these are just some examples of simultaneous equation involving two variables, and you can practice more in your textbook or whatever study material you use, so you get more used to it. And thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share the link with your colleagues.